This is London with MarketHedge. We're in the money on a lot of trades, so I want to come to you with a Bitcoin update in terms of TA, and I want to remind you in terms of these pickups that we get. This $41,000 trade, where did this originate? I want to talk to you about the technical level. That was the initiation at that 98K, and the follow-through to the upside, $1,000 turned into 40K right now. It's been higher, it's been lower, but I want to talk about the entry strategy and how it's very close to what we saw in the last 24, 48, 72 plus hours. Taking a look at this original entry, recall that we were on the 4-hourly, the 4-hourly RSI oversold. You guys agree with that? Yes, those who have been following, you got it right. Now, that was this move down here. Let's just find it. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, let me backtrack this. That was on the 4-hourly. That's the current time frame. It was this move down here. On the right-hand side, by the way, you guys are going to see the specific MarketHedge Pro DM chats. We're waiting on live streaming. It's going to be a technical enhancement. I can't wait to have live streaming in our actual chat room in the back. You guys, VIP, we're close to saying just go ahead and sign up there on MarketHedge.pro and get yourself an account so you can get in the back. Real close. Now, in terms of this trade, again, that $1,000 into 40K, how was it done and how does it apply to right now? Okay, $41,000. And you guys know those 5 trades that were placed in, you got it, right? Those 5 trades that were placed in, looking at each one was 222x, right? And they were stacked. You'll recall they were stacked. $222 in margin, $222 on leverage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about $1,000 turned into the 40. What does that mean? Why am I going over this? How many orders did we stack there? You guys will recall, and you'll remember why I stacked as well. That's what MarketHedge Pro allows us to do. Guys, you don't have to trade this way, but pay attention. If you want to make money in the market, I just want you to pay attention. That's it. It was 44 orders, right? 44 orders. Why did I do that? Again, because did I know where the bottom was? Absolutely not. We were at a good pickup. We were at that specific 4-hourly oversold. However, what is the issue? Well, we could have dipped down and got some more orders, and yeah, you got it right, had made a lot more money. So as it is, that 40K from the 1K is fine. We would have preferred to have invested more money. I would have preferred to have invested more money. Remember, this is London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Right now, we're about in the same predicament. We're in the same technical arrangement. And what does that mean? Well, we just hit into the 4-hourly oversold. Do we agree? Yeah, we just hit last few days, number of days here, into the 4-hourly oversold. I want to go through probabilities. I want you to understand why I think of in terms of 1/3 or 1/5, okay? When I look at a hit into the 4-hourly oversold, what are the 3 things that can happen that we guarantee ourselves, we know as a matter of fact can happen if, again, Bitcoin hits into the specific 4-hourly oversold? And you guys have seen these trades that are in the money. There's a reason I'm going over this right now. On the hit into the 4-hourly oversold, what can happen? Well, Bitcoin can do let's just call it one of 3 things. Bitcoin can either hit again down into oversold, push further down. Do we agree that that is one scenario? Yes, that is one scenario, is that Bitcoin can push further and bears can continue to sell after an original hit. That's what we see here. Hit 1, hit 2. Now, the other option is, let's say instead of the double hit, the one that we got a real favorable trade on. And what's one of the options? Well, we just went straight up. Bam. That was it. Instead of the double hit to the downside, what do we get? Well, we got kind of a straight up hit where we got a real clean near reversal. Now, at this point, I'm going to bifurcate or I'm going to dissect this move up. Why? I'm going to stop that specific option if we have 1 as, let's say, a double hit. Bam. If we have 2 as the reversal, I'm going to stop this and I'm going to categorize this as another possible zone for a move to the upside or the downside, meaning we get off of that rebound trade, we get another hit where it's either going to, from this midsection, generally going to move down back to, right, if we get to that 50 RSI, down back to that oversold or up into, what's the great swing trade? You got it up into overbought turf. So I look at it as, well, we could just continue to power down. We could make it up and then power down, or we could dig in and just continue to power up. That's my 1, 2, 3 scenario generally, and it gives I'd say a degree of validity to that 50 RSI level, which is technically consistent, but it allows you to focus on the oversold, that mid-level range, the distinction between bullish and bearish, and it allows you to regard the full swing trade opportunity, bam, to the upside. That's the 1, 2, 3. That's the reason that I say generally, if I'm looking at this, I want to have a 1/3 mentality, okay? Meaning I have a 1 in 3 chance of doing what? And how is this relevant right now? Well, I need to get up to this 4-hourly RSI line. You guys know this on my trades. You know that, right? That's my goal. That's my target. What do I look at? Well, we're about at that 50 on the RSI, meaning what? Well, at this point, I'm regarding this as a 1 in 3 opportunity. Yeah, we could say, okay, I've already skipped this, but I stick with that 1 in 3 opportunity. Well, we may head to the upside. We may hit my target, that 4-hourly RSI high, that 70, which is overbought, or we may just gruel down. Sellers may take it as well. So I bring this up because you guys are in the money if you've been following the trades. We've had some great pickups. They're just support line pickups. You guys understand that. Just support line pickups. It's not that complicated. If you're watching anybody or associated with anyone who makes you think you cannot trade, guys, there is not a Tasmanian devil inside of everyone's computer or handheld device that's plugged into the market. It's not that complicated. What's the key, right? It's not a question, will you make money? You're going to make money if you regard the question as to how much. That's where people get in trouble. They want to make too much money for the amount of cash reserve that they have. So, yeah, that's what I always say, guys. It's not a question of if you'll make money. It's just a question of how much. That second question, how much, is what gets people in trouble. So we're in the issue right now. If you've been following, we're in the money. The question is, how much do I want to push? If I'm break even or heavily in the profit from these zones, what does that mean? Well, I've got a 1 in 3 chance, right? I've got a 1 in 3 chance of what I'm looking at in terms of how the RSI can behave. And you can take your own derivation in terms of what the opportunities are here. But anytime I'm looking at something that can move against me potentially, I want to regard the specifics and that risk appropriately, saying if I've only got, and the reason if I stack it kind of against myself further, instead of saying, well, maybe I got a 50-50 shot, right? A 50-50 shot of moving up or a 50-50 shot of moving down. I'm going to regard it as a 1 in 3 chance, those odds that I begin with. Why? Because it makes me regard, okay, I only have a 30% chance. There's a 60% chance or a 66% chance that it's not going to do what I want it to do. So I do that to reinforce the nature of my risk, right? So I can properly regard the need for heavy cash reserves, right? If I'm playing at a 1/3 table in Vegas, I know I need to have some heavy pockets. So that's where we're at now. That's what I'm looking at now, and I wanted to share that with you guys in terms of that move to the upside and that final target. I'm not going to be disappointed on this if we don't hit it. I'm ready to roll again at lower levels. That's it, guys. Always with heavy cash reserves, never overexpose at any higher price, and do some thinking about the RSI, the way that it moves, right? Does it double dig down? Does it reverse from that midsection, or really any section around that 50? We'll just call that 50 as a key metric. Or do we get that full swing to the upside? We're looking for that full swing to the upside. What happened here? It didn't quite make it, guys. We had the preceding 4-hourly, and boom, what did we hit? We hit back down into it. And it took a while, so prepare for that as well. This is London with MarketHedge.pro. Thanks for spending about shy of 10 minutes, but I want to get through these for our top traders so you guys understand what my mindset is, right? How do I gauge my risk? How do I know if I'm overexposed, etc.? And it's just going to make us better and better traders as we get through. And remember, we are going to have at MarketHedge.pro, we're going to have live streaming. It's on the way. I don't want to jinx it at all because it's summertime and people are working on dev, etc. But it's just going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be something that I really am excited to share with you guys. Those trade rooms are just going to rock and roll, and we're looking forward to bringing them to you. This is London with MarketHedge.pro. If you're in the money, remember, if your screen turned green, you have a decision to make. Let's go, Bitcoin bulls. We need that 117.5. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.